A variable is a name that is assigned to a value or an object, such as the basic data types that we learned earlier. So after assigning a variable, you can access its associated value or object using the variable's name. Okay, so let's assign some values now. Let's say x, and we name it. You can just give this for space. You can actually join it together, but for readability, you can just give the space and give him this. We use this normal equal to assign a variable in Python. So we have this. Now this is already stored. This x equal to 25 stores the value, which means that anywhere I call on x, what will display will be 25. Let me record y as a string. Let's call it the man is great. Okay, and then let's call z something. Let me say, let's give it a mathematical operation. Let's say 2 raised to the power of 4. 2 raised to the power of 4. Okay, now they are all saved there, they are all recorded, but they won't display until you call them. And how do you call them? I can call this using print my x. If I print my x this way, it displays 25. I can also call it directly. This is Jupyter Notebook, so you can just call directly. I have x and it gives me my 25, given the same thing. In the same way, you can just call on your y, and you can just call on your z, and that is it. If I want to reassign now, I can say x, let my new x be equal to, let's say 20. Then it will take the latest value. Remember my former x was 25. Now I'm giving it a new value, 20. So if I call on x again, it will no longer give me that 25. It will give me 20 henceforth. So it takes the latest value. Multiple assignments, that is assigning the same value to different variables. For example, let's say I can have a equal to b and equal to c and equal to 30. So it means that my a is 30, b is 30, c is 30. We can confirm that. What is my a, what is my b, and what is my c? This is a way to call them all at once. I have 30, 30, and 30. That's multiple assignments. I can also carry out some mathematical operations using these variables. For example, I have a, let's say plus my x, a plus x. Remember that a is here 30 and x is this, which gives you the value 50. I can also say a multiply by x, then divide by c. Just the way you can do in your mathematics. I can assign different values at once. Supposing I want to name this, let's say d, comma e, comma f, and I call this, let me say 35, and let me give it another thing. Let's call this man, and I bring out this. Now if you check your d, comma e, comma f, I want to check them all at once. That gives me this. So if I want to check my f, it has assigned this, and that is it. Supposing I want to swap them, I want to swap the position, I can say my e is 89 and my f is man. I want my e to be man and my f to be 89. So I will just go this way. E, comma f equals to f, comma e. Okay, and then I now call them off. I call them again, d, e, f. And you can see that it has swapped this. Okay, so that has swapped the positions for me. Now you need to know that whatever you assign is actually immutable. You cannot change it. You can only reassign, but you cannot actually modify it. You can reassign, but you can't modify it. For example, now if I say let me assign the data called set. Let me call it set and say it's equal to data, and I enter this. If I call on my set, that gives me data, which means I have assigned my variable set to be equal to data. Okay, now if I want to change this, of course I can't change it. Let me give an example now. Supposing I want to change it to capital letter, that's uppercase. and I put set dot, and I press on my tab, you can see it gives me options where I can choose the modification I want to do. So let's say I want to turn it to uppercase. I just type my uppercase. Now uppercase of it, I open bracket and close it. This is a function, so you have to put an open and close brackets. You can't just put upper and then just like that. You open the bracket and close it. And I do this way. You can see that's giving me the uppercase of the word data, okay, because I took the uppercase. But if I call on set again, can you see I still have the normal data with the lowercase? No. So it means that it did not change. This uppercase did not change the original. The original is still there. Like no matter the modification I do, it doesn't change the original except I reassign it. Now I want to make it uppercase. If I want to make this uppercase now, I'll go this way. I say set. You have to include that equality now. You must include that equality. Without that equality, it is not going to change the original. So it doesn't modify it, it only reassigns it. So let me reassign this in such a way that the data will become uppercase. So I'll say set equal to set dot uppercase. That's upper. And then I open and close. Now remember, this set dot upper did not change anything. It only gave me the uppercase here, but it did not affect the original. But here I'm reassigning because of this equality sign. So I click it this way now, and then I call on my set, and you can see that my set changes to uppercase. And the same way, if I want to change it to lowercase now, I go ahead and do set equal to set dot lower, and then once I put it in that equality, I call it this way, I enter the set, and you can see that it has changed everything to lower. So it doesn't just modify like that. You have to reassign it.